Okay, so Angela, I have to say thank you again for joining us here at the 14G family.
Thank you as well for having me.
Well, it's awesome that you guys are gearing up for the new tour. Are you excited to unleash the chaos and kick some much stateside needed ass?
I'm really excited to come to the US. We've all our visas are approved. So basically, before US tour, you have to kind of jump through all kinds of hoops and loops to actually make it. It's a bit like a very tough computer game with lots of levels, and the final level actually arriving in the US. You know, that's how it feels.
Wow.
And I'm managing Arch Enemy, so I've actually set up this whole tour, the whole pre-production, and you know, getting the crew and all the gear in, and a nice tour bus, and we actually bringing over projections for the first time that are explicitly made for the songs. Nicholas Sundin has made them, so it's going to be an awesome show. We'll be playing fantastic venues. We have a great lineup with us. We're bringing Devildriver, Skeletonwitch and Chthonic. I chose all three bands, so it's going to be a total reward to actually get them play the shows.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No final level, then we're going to be winning.
Well, yeah. It's even better. I guess it's probably even better for you since you are like so DIY anyway, and now that you're managing the band, you can actually like get that final reward.
Yeah, it's like it's like a total whole achievement, 100%. So it feels great, and it's obviously better than playing in somebody else's game. We're playing our own, and it's nice when it works out, you know.
Yes.
So this tour is going to work out. So looking forward to it a lot. Yes.
And so are we, as a matter of fact. So.
Good to know. Otherwise, you don't have anybody there, and that's not so great.
No, you won't have to worry about that. Not at all. Not at all. Well, what can be said about Arch Enemy's progression from, let's say, Wages of Sin to now with Chaos Legions? Do you believe that you've evolved as a vocalist and also as a unit? And also, just for the record, you've never sounded so brutal and forceful. Awesome.
Thank you. And we definitely have evolved as a band, because, I mean, that's all you can do when you've been together for 11 years and you've shared, you know, the good and the bad moments, the easy and the hard times. And obviously we've been, like, recording a lot of albums together by now. So we know each other very well. We click very well. We're actually closer than I think most families are, because you know, we never fight. That's pretty awesome. We've got a lot of respect for each other, but it's very much a family vibe as well. So it's very easy nowadays for us to make albums, and I think that helps making an album. You know, if you don't have any silly egos in there, but everybody
Absolutely.
just wants to contribute to make it better and make it more a whole, a complete. So. I mean, Wages of Sin was a fantastic album for me because it was my first one. I had all this first-time excitement that you can't really recreate. But at the same time, first-time excitement comes along with a lot of stomach ache and fear and insecurities, you know. So it's a high price to pay. It's like in any kind of relationship. At the beginning, you're like totally in love, and there's lots of butterflies, but you're also very insecure. And but after 10 years, when you're still together and you still love each other, it's kind of a different kind of animal, but it's just as good or even better, you know. And that's where we are at. So I mean, that was the easiest album for us, Chaos Legions, and this also feels the most makes the most sense when it comes to lyrics, the concept, how the band is presented, and the music. So it also feels like a real nice round yin and yang thing, you know.
Okay.
And it's going to be great to bring that on stages, because I think it's got a great message as well, and a great audio-visual combination. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And speaking of great audio-visual wonderments, as far as the video, Yesterday is Dead and Gone. It's a very bombastic video. It's so visually captivating as it attacks you front and center. And especially considering the message that basically it feels like that you're trying to convey to the audience, that, you know, it's like you need to have, you know, much awareness awakening around you, and that, you know, you can actually do something to just stand and band together.
Yes. And it's actually, I mean, that video is very influenced by what's happening all over the world right now. We are very close to North Africa and the Middle East, and that around the time when we wrote the album, and still now, it's very, very active down there. In Egypt, you know, is basically having a trial against the former president, Mubarak. Syria and Libya are in full war. It's a war and revolution. People trying to overthrow the governments, and it looks like they're going to be succeeding. So it's basically, that's kind of the spirit that we kind of soaked up and put that in that album. And that first song, Yesterday and Then Gone, is about that exactly, to kind of destroy the old and conquer the new and make something new and better. And this is very Arch Enemy. We've heard it in the previous album, Anthems of Rebellion, We Will Rise,
right.
Nemesis, Revolution Begins. But now it seems to be more urgent than ever. It's very much in the zeitgeist right now, and yeah, it's great that we can put that into heavy metal. We actually have a lot of metal fans in those regions as well, so we get like people from Egypt writing us, yeah, I'm playing Revolution Begins all the time because it really helps me, like, you know, go out there in the street again and demonstrate, and that's kind of the spirit that we have right now. So, yeah, it's very, but everybody has got their own little revolution going on. You don't have
Absolutely.
to have a big picture revolution, but you know, the U.S. is in trouble right now, and I think there's a lot of people who have to find new ways to survive and start their life anew, you know, because the old one is gone and maybe they've lost their job and all that. So I just hope that these kind of songs give hope to people and the energy and the power they need to, like, you know, start something new up and just like, yeah, look around them and question things as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you know, especially in this uncertain economic times, no matter where you are in the world, you know, it's like you definitely can no longer afford to live underneath a rock, and you know, and just think that, you know, you can't, and that, oh, everything's going to be okay, because it's not.
No, it's absolutely not. I mean, we're basically heading into a world recession, you know, because Europe is struggling as much. We got Greece going down, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Ireland, you know. I mean, it's just like, we have that here in our faces as well, and yeah, it's a bit like like a worldwide recession probably coming up. So people need to brace themselves, and they need to find strength in themselves, because it's probably going to get really, really tough the next couple of years. It already is tough.
Yes, I can imagine that. Yeah, but at least, you know, there are, you know, bands such as yourself that are offering that sense of that little ray of sunshine, you know, to be able to actually look and see, you know, there is possibly another way around all of it.
Yeah, I think heavy metal is fight music. It's supposed to strengthen your fight spirit. So that's kind of what we want to put in our lyrics as well. Yeah.
And thank you for that. And, you know, and speaking a little bit about, like, fans, let's say, that are, you know, in the Middle East and from Islamic countries, you know, I was reading an interview where you were saying that you were speaking of fans in Dubai and, you know, many other Islamic countries are not able to, let's say, listen to metal music in the open. However, I find it very ironic that you can actually go and play there. So it's like, okay, so which one is it? You know?
Yes. I mean, it's not, you can play in Dubai. There's obviously some more open-minded countries down there, but you definitely cannot play in Iran or Iraq or Afghanistan or Libya or Syria. You cannot go there. But obviously also the Islamic world, I mean, they've been trying to keep people under the lid for a long time and cut them off information as well. But now with in the times of the internet, everybody knows nowadays. So even those people in these remote places now, that there's a different way of living, and that women have more rights in other places of the world, and that they can you know, say no to a marriage they don't want, and that they can study. So this is all breaking open right now, and that's why we have so much extreme situations in these countries at the moment. Morocco, we played Morocco a couple of months ago, in May actually, and this is a very fast-changing place. It's one side you've got the muezzin singing from his tower like every hour, you know, every 2 hours. I don't know how they do that. And everybody falls down to the knees and prays. On the other side, there's a lot of women, and especially in the biggest cities, who don't want to be forced married to somebody else, who basically leave the country, or they just go to court, you know, and fight for their rights, and they study, and they want to have a proper job afterwards. They don't want to have 5 children and just be stuck in the kitchen anymore. Right. So it's changing. Wow. So I think it's going to be very, very exciting to see what's going to happen to this whole to the whole Islamic culture, especially in the next 10 years, because it has to open up.
Wow.
You know, just China has to open up,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's not Islamic, but it's like so many places are forced to open up now. Just because people are starting to demonstrate, to revolt, and also out of economic, you know, interest and reasons, you know, so it's just going to be very exciting, I think, what's going to happen. I mean, I'm obviously hoping for a completely religious-free world at some point, because I'm a diehard atheist. I really believe religion is the root of all evil, not just Islam, but Christianity, anything that can be abused to induce fear in people and to give them the feeling that they're being watched from afar all the time. You know, the all-seeing eye is a very powerful political tool in many countries. And I think it's very, very evil. And they use it to brainwash people.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
But it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. Mm-hmm.
And also, I hope that maybe Korea will follow one day, too.
Yes. The poor Koreans, South Korea.
Yes. Yes.
You play Korea, but obviously not the dictatorship Korea.
Exactly. The communist kind, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, as well, no?
And it had to have been also quite, I guess, startling for you to also be able to see, you know, the whole, you know, scene in Morocco, to see that whole, you know, scene play out as well for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it has to be quite inspiring, I guess.
Been very, because actually the promoter there was two ladies promoting the show, which is very uncommon in the
Wow.
Not very stereotyped. It's kind of stereotype defying that women are organizing a metal show or a metal festival, and she said that women are still very suppressed in society, but except in the metal scene, they are being accepted, and there are even bands with female, like heavy metal bands with female musicians in, which is basically a complete taboo breaker in Morocco.
How cool is that?
Heavy metal is not really accepted. Heavy metal is still be seen as a dirty and satanic or evil revolutionary music, and then women playing a part in that, it's like they played at the festival we played, and the normal people going by were spitting on them. You know,
wow.
they spat at.
Yeah.
Yes, whereas the metal fans were applauding and totally going for it. So it seems that in Morocco, the metal scene is like one of the most advanced, progressive, modern people in that country. You know?
How amazing is that?
Yes, because when they have demographic studies, people always think that the metal fans are the dumb ones, the farmers, you know,
right.
The not so educated one, the lower level people, the lower class people. But in Morocco, it's actually those kids into metal, they are the most progressive ones, and so it just shows that. Yeah, the general public's view of metal scenes is firstly completely wrong, and secondly, I always said that metal is a very alternative scene. I always believe that alternative scenes are those that are the most progressive ones.
Absolutely.
They're never afraid to question the system, and they're never afraid to try something new.
This is very true. This is very, very true. Now, I guess in speaking of trying something a little new, it's really nice to see that you guys kind of broke away from, I guess, classic or let's say almost decade-old formulas with, you know, previous and you guys moving into Chaos Legions. It's very exciting to be able to hear, actually.
Thank you. I think so too. We need to reinvent ourselves every 10 years. You know, we just filled 10 years. I'm on my 11th year now. I think that before people notice how fucking old we actually are, we better come up with a fresh and new concept. You know?
Yes, absolutely.
Go all punk and balls out and fuck you again. You know, and you're not fall into the I don't know, we're like approaching our 40s trap, because I mean the truth is we don't feel old, and we've managed not to look old either, so it's pretty good. But,
yes,
but we definitely don't want to sound old, so and we're still just as excited as on day one. That's the interesting part. I mean, that's all. I mean, like somebody like Michael, all he does is he just plays guitar all day long. He never gets tired of that shit.
Wow.
Either on or off tour. And Daniel is always drumming on tables, on his legs, I don't know, on bins, whatever, you know? Like, so we're still, and we still rehearse 2-3 times a week. We're still really excited about it. So I think that's why we can pull that off.
That's pretty awesome.
We haven't gotten old yet at all. Mm-hmm.
Well, you haven't gotten old, and your relationships have definitely strengthened, so there's something to be said about all of it, actually.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Definitely, definitely. So which song are you the most proud of, and which song, I guess, are you the least happiest with, if there is one, and why?
I mean, we have had some like B-side songs on some records. I think Anthems of Rebellion had a couple of tracks that were not ready to record. We were basically shoved in the studio. We got off tour on a Friday. We started recording on the Monday.
Oh, wow.
You know, so that's a little bit like you're a little bit empty when you get in the studio. You know, you're kind of exhausted, and I can hear that in that record on some songs. But we haven't really released a shit song, so that's good. I'm really proud. We've actually managed to write some metal anthems like We Will Rise, or also Nemesis, or Revolution Begins, or I think with the new album Yesterday's Dead and Gone. And I'm kind of proud when a lot of people know these songs, and when you can play them in these huge festivals, you've got like 50, 60,000 people in front of you, and at least half of them know the lyrics.
Yes.
No,
yes.
That's a pretty elevating feeling. It's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's power.
You know, singing We Will Rise, you know, they hit the very powerful, yeah, it's just like getting a ton of love back, you know, so that's very rewarding. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what's the one thing that people wouldn't know about you that you wouldn't mind sharing?
They don't know that I run the whole show, a lot of people. You know, they think I'm just the pretty face in the front, but actually I am the brutal face in the back that pushes everything. And I manage Arch Enemy, I do everything, and I'm the tough manager in the back.
There you go. There you go. Not just a pretty face.
Yeah, looks can deceive, I can tell you that.
So what is the most embarrassing CD that you own?
Probably something from Rihanna, because I really like that album where the song Umbrellas on.
Oh, wow.
You know, I really like that record, so I own it. But I'm not really embarrassed, but maybe some people would find that embarrassing. And I got like all the Michael Jackson stuff. I love Michael Jackson, at least the earlier stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Some of Jackson 5s. I love the Thriller album, the Bad album. So, yeah, I don't know if that's something to be embarrassed for, but it's not very metal.
No, it's not, but that's okay. I think that there's something to be said about it. You can't be metal all the time.
I mean, I love classic music. I really like ambient music because I meditate. I try to meditate every day just to get a bit of, like 5 minutes of quietness and silence in my very busy days. So I don't listen, but I listen. The music I mainly listen to when I work out or when I'm just out there enjoying music is actually metal.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not afraid of any kind of other music, so check it out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think that it's also very important to be able to center yourself, especially considering that you have such a busy and hectic schedule as you do.
Yeah, it's actually life-preserving to do that, because otherwise, a lot of people, you read a lot of times from a lot of people, musicians in the business, they're having a burnout, and I don't want to have a burnout, you know. So I want to do this massive amount of work, and I want to do it really well, and you know, and I want to stay on top of everything. I'm a total control freak, pretty much, but I don't want to burn out on it. So yeah, I don't want to be suddenly not able to get out of bed and feel, I don't know, exhausted all the time. So
I hear you.
Yeah, it's important to get a bit of balance in your life, and meditation is very, very good for that.
Yes, it is. And I guess kind of on the same heel, do you have many or any regrets as to what has been done or could have been sacrificed in the name of art/Arch Enemy?
No regrets. I really live. I'm one of these people. I also forget so much. I'm really living in the present and in the future, because I already know what Arch Enemy is going to do in 2014. You know, I'm very good at planning ahead, and I'm really excited about the future. And I always see all the possibilities that lie in the future. I don't really think about problems or difficulties. I'm always seeing the possibilities and the positive stuff you can do, and I enjoy the moment. And I'm not one of these people. I never hold a grudge. I don't give a shit what happened in the past. I think you can always move on. I mean, except if it's very traumatic, then people need the help, of course, you know.
Of course, yes.
But then I've been through therapy as well. I've always felt like moving on. Like, okay, let's fucking deal with this. And I'm going to learn how to deal with this for the rest of my life, and then I'm just going to move on. So I'm not really a past person, so I don't really have any regrets. And I've done bad things, but it's just, you know, even if you do bad things, or if you got problems, health problems or emotional problems or problems with your family, there's always something, you can always get something positive out of it. You can always learn something from it to begin with.
Absolutely. Or you should.
I don't really judge anything in a negative light at all.
That's awesome, Angela. That's actually quite an inspiration, really. And it's really how you should live your life. However, it's always so easy to get bogged down by past events and things that people have done to you in the past. It's just like, it's very true. Just fuck it and just go on.
Yeah, if somebody trampled all over you, next time you know how to rise and fight back, you know? Just like make sure it doesn't happen again, but don't fucking cry over it for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Because there will be a chance, you will get a chance to fight back at some point. And I also think people who do bad things, it's bad karma, I think it's going to come back to them at some point. And even if they die a very excruciating slow death of cancer or whatever. Because I think if you do bad things, it's going to manifest in your body at some point.
Yes, absolutely.
So even if you maybe weren't able to punish somebody else will, or something else will, you know. So I think it's good to just move on. Carpe diem, live every day as it's your last.
There you go. There you go. Mm-hmm. Now, do you believe in there's an afterlife?
No, I'm a die-hard militant atheist.
Okay. Okay.
I really take the responsibility on that I have in this life. I'm an environmentalist. I'm very outspoken for human rights and animal rights. You know, I care about children and any kind of creature that can't defend itself. I don't have a car. You know, I only buy organic fruits and vegetables. Wow. I'm vegan, so I really think about what I do in this life. I really take my responsibility, but I do not believe in an afterlife.
Okay.
Right? And I think that it's difficult when people believe in an afterlife. I think sometimes they don't put enough effort in this life, you know. They don't really look around. They don't see the people next to them suffering that need help now, you know, because maybe there is no afterlife, so they won't have a better afterlife. So they're gonna they really need to be helped now. Or just like some people just say, oh, God is gonna fix it, so they don't really take the responsibility on. And I think that's a shame. So. No, I'm absolutely, there's no God in my life.
Okay. Well, I think that's a very good point, especially for the other people who do believe in that, you know? That's awesome. Now, do you have a good luck charm since Michael has his gloomy bear?
He's got his gloomy bear. Obviously, I do not believe in good luck charms either. I'm not superstitious either, so I think my good luck charms is the band, is the 4 guys. As long as I got them all around me and I get them on the same flight and in the right tour bus, that's good luck for me.
There you go.
Next goes on, you know.
There you go.
Nobody lost along the way.
So what is your favorite song of all time?
Oh, fuck, my favorite song of all times. Oh man, maybe I think it's probably a Slayer song. It's probably Raining Blood.
Okay.
Because whenever that song comes on, that's when the heart opens and it's so powerful and majestic and brutal and it's so classic, you know. And you hear the sound and if you see them live and they're actually having blood raining from the ceiling, that's an experience, you know. Mm.
Yes, indeed. So, what would you say is most important, strong mind and body, or strong in body, or maybe both?
Both.
Okay.
Only a strong body can host a strong mind. That's what I believe in.
Absolutely.
If your body is very sick and weak, it's because body and mind, you can't separate it. It's impossible. When you're mentally ill, you will feel ill physically as well. So when you're not mentally strong, or when you've got mental troubles, it's actually very good to go and work out and strengthen yourself physically because it has a direct impact. And you know, the medicine nowadays, modern medicine always pretends that body and mind has nothing to do with each other, but we all know by now that people with prolonged depression, they get heart diseases, they get stomach problems, it can even go as far as developing stomach cancer. Right. You know, so it's always one. So I believe that a healthy body and a healthy mind, you need both to feel complete and to feel good about it. So, you know, just taking care of both is very important.
Yes, it is. So I know that you've seen the band to 2014, so how about 6 years from that? How about like a decade from now? Where do you see Arch Enemy? I don't know, maybe 2020, maybe we're going to be having our last round, I don't know. But in 2014, we're definitely going to be releasing a new album, latest by then. I think we're going to be releasing an EP. We're planning to release an EP next year, a DVD in 2013. We already started to shoot some live shows for that, and a new album right in the beginning of 2014. Okay. But after that, I don't know, because, I mean, obviously we're all kind of crossing the 40s, into the 40s now. And I don't know, in 2020 I'm going to be more like 50, so I'm not sure, you know, I don't know. If I'm going to be looking like Lenny, maybe not. I'm sure you'll be better.
I'm a guy, but I don't know. Yeah, let's see how our health is then, you know.
Yes, but, you know, I think, as you said before, you know, in closing with all of this, it's like having a strong mind and body and people around you that you love and understand and respect. I think that it fuels you and is able to take you to brand new heights that you never even would have thought you could have reached before.
That's what I think. I think that's a very healthy base for a long and very successful, career in, you know, whatever we could call career in metal. But I think we've got a really good thing going. That's why it's been going for so long, and that's, you know, that's why we're still such a happy bunch. We're way too happy for being a metal band.
That's okay. It'll be your secret.
Yes, that's our dirty little secret. We're really not destructive and grim and depressed at all. We love it. Yeah, we love life. We love what we do. We love metal. We love going on stage. We love our fans. You know, we love everything about it. We really enjoy it.
And thank you, Angela. We love you as well. So
thank you. I love you too.
Well, in closing, do you have any message or special messages for the fans?
Yes, come to the shows. You know, the tour dates are obviously on archenemy.net. It's Arch Enemy, Devildriver, Skeletonwitch and Chthonic, awesome bands. They're all worth coming out. Come to the show, celebrate metal with us. Bring your friends, your daughter, your parents, whatever, your grandma, I don't care. Grandparents are awesome in the mosh pit, so they really know how to mosh. So yeah, and until then, until we come over next week, you know, stay pure fucking metal for the rest of your life, please. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much, Angela, and we look forward to seeing you in October.